Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was thrown away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is Tuesday night. You know what happens. This is the best channel for Alabama football. Let's go ahead and get rowdy. Before you do anything, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're in the live chat, I need you jumping on with us, getting wild. If you're watching the replay, we got the comment section just for you down below. Get down there. Let us know what you think. I'm Justin Riley, and I have an all-star crew with me. But before I introduce them, I got to introduce the sponsor who helps keep our lights on. And that's Limestone Company. Have you ever dreamed of having beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Don't settle for subpar materials. Check out Limestone Company's selection of natural stone products to meet all of your project needs. Limestone is located in Oneonta, Alabama, and is one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So contact them today. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard to receive 10% off your first order. The website's right there. Visit them after the show. Of course, as I mentioned, folks, I'm Justin Riley. I'm the host here, but I got some star power on the panel, and we got a few more who are going to jump on a little bit later. But to lead off the 1999 All-SEC linebacker, when Ric Flair said to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. He's still that man. Marvin Constant.
Roll Tide, I am miserable. How many more days do we have till football starts again? This whole you should watch basketball thing. Somebody else say that to me. I'm liable to cuss their ass out. Listen, I don't want to watch basketball. I only want to give me what I was born to do. That's all I care about.
And one man who's not bitter about football season because he's enjoying the Crimson Tide on the hardwood. He is the host of the opening kick. He's on the final whistle, and he's also on going hard in the paint. He's on several videos. Essentially, he never leaves the airwaves. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Petty.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. I keep swimming in all these deep waters, and I'm doing it again tonight with the man. I'm going to let you introduce him, but glad to be here. I'm not like the curmudgeon up there in the top right corner that's nothing but the football. Yeah, I mean, Bama basketball is rolling right now on the hardwood. So, yeah, I ain't as upset as Marvin, but, yeah, I'm ready for some football too, Marvin.
I was 1 second away from saying you do a great job with basketball, and this is what you choose to do. See, God, you don't block your blessings. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Man.
I'll zip it now then, Marvin.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we have a special guest here on our platform tonight. Stephen Smith is not on, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it as good as he does, but I'm going to try. You don't even have to have an introduction, but he is a two-time All-SEC defensive lineman, two-time All-American. He is a national champion. He is a Super Bowl champion. Godzilla versus King Kong. Tennessee is neither, and he is both. They don't make him like him anymore. Hell, ain't nobody like him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Bama Standard, Terrence Cody.
Hey, hold on. Time out. First and foremost, I got to say one thing to you, brother. Mm-hmm. I want to say, man, looking at you, I'm proud of you, brother. It looks like you're doing a great job taking care of yourself. The one thing that I've always told a lot of guys who I played with, who played after me before, man, we got to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. I see so many people when they're done with the game, man, they just stop working out and they just let their life fall apart. Looks like you're doing a great job. You like you're in great shape, brother. Hey, man, I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. Hey, keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Man, glad to have you back. Glad to pull you away from the coaching ranks for just a few minutes tonight. We got you for about 20, man. We're excited to have you back. Listen, do those kids know what you did in college, man? Do they know about your legend, or do you have to remind them?
Man, a lot of these kids weren't born until like 2 years when I got out of high school, man. I graduated 06, and some of these kids were born like 07, 08, and it's starting to hit me that I'm getting old, man. It's starting to hit me, man. So, but they starting to learn. I don't really talk about it as much because I've always been humble and stuff. But my head coach, Les George, he kind of reminds the guys like, hey, Coach Cody did this and did this. We played together at Gulf Coast, and he'll kind of tell them my background and stuff. But they were like, dang, Coach, you did that? I'm like, yeah, that was me.
See, you lucky, Cody. You played right on the cusp of when film started to change to the digital version.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a few years older than you, and I always look like damn it's snowing every game. you were on that cusp of this new digital technology, so you good.
Man,
Yeah.
back when Marvin played, we only had 3 TV stations.
And they were all on JP.
Man, listen, that 98, 99, 2000, 2001 film quality versus the 08, 09, it's amazing how in about a 7-8 year period the film quality changed, man.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. No. It's just like even when I was looking at the old games from like the whole 08, 09 year compared to like how the games look now on TV is totally different.
Man, you can see they got a hangnail. You can see it. It looked like he was on Tecmo Bowl.
Have our eyes gotten crazy? It didn't look that fuzzy when we were watching.
It didn't. I
know JP sucked compared to 4K and all that, but when I watched those games at 11 o'clock with the 3 Daves, it didn't look fuzzy. It still looked clear.
Yeah,
but you had a big back TV supporting that fuzzy picture.
Man, it looks like you got the film out of the basement of the Bryant Museum. It's unreal. We thought it was like picture perfect. It's man. Well,
and
listen,
I'm looking at the film, I'm like, I'm not that old.
No, but listen, he's a little bit late. That doesn't take away from his star power. He is the undisputed king of comedy. He's everybody's cousin, but more importantly, he is the star of the show. Welcome back, Steve Brown.
What up, guys? What's going on? What's up, Cody? What's going on, Mount Cody?
Not much, man.
Hold up, man. Hold up. You ain't the Mount no more. You like a little hill now. You done dropped that weight. You like a little. Okay, I see you.
Steve, I got your message that you were stuck getting out of your halter top. Oh, but you're here now. That's all that matters. All right.
We prayed for you.
Is this what I'm coming? This what I'm showing up for? Hey man, listen, I'm happy to be here, man. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into it.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get started, man. Like I said, it's been a minute, Cody, and we're glad to have you back. I'll start us off, then I'll pass it over to Marvin, then down to Steve Brown and Petty. We talked a little bit about it off air, but I want to talk a little bit about what you did at Gulf Coast. You were dominant on that D line, but what a lot of folks may not remember, you were dominant toting that rock. Yes, you scored a few touchdowns at the fullback position. I got to know, did Coach Saban in his sales pitch to you say, you know what, Cody, we're going to let you do that at Alabama, but the only thing is he didn't let you do it. Why didn't you ever get to tote the rock at Alabama?
Because honestly, they had plays to like throw me the ball and to run the ball. And so we did it in practice, but our deal was we made a deal once we put the package in. His deal was, and I agreed to it, which it made sense. It made sense. It taught me a lot of other things and stuff. But he was like, if you get the 350, I hand you the ball, we'll throw it to you and all that stuff. We had plays for me drawing up to get the ball, and it's just I was always either 4 to 6 pounds heavier than 350, so. But my senior year, he was going to hand me the ball. I was going to get the ball. We had a play designed to get down to like the 2 to 3 yard line, and he was going to hand the ball to me. But my buddy Roy Upchurch, he broke out for like a 40-yard run and stuff. It was against I think Chattanooga. It was on senior night, and he ended up scoring. And he looked at me. He was like, "Well, I was going to give you the ball, but I was like, man, Coach, is over that fast, man."
You had the one window. You had the one window and you slammed it.
Oh, wow.
So you're telling me there's not another opportunity? We're playing Chattanooga. We still got a few more games, Coach.
We got it.
Hey, Cody, remember, you can always go back because junior college don't count anymore. So you got 2 years eligibility left.
I asked my head coach. I was like, "Hey, you think I can still probably come back?" He was like, "Nah, it's he told me what years it's got to be, but I was like, dang."
That's when you play professional. When you play professional, you void all those rules.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
All right, Marvin, you're up, sir.
All right, so you get to Alabama and you're there with an amazing defensive line, man, and to play with the likes of those guys, I mean, it's challenging every day. So, looking at today's team versus your team, what do you see as the thing that this team we currently have? What do they need to do to get back to half of what you all did? I ain't say all, because to get to all of what you all did will be damn near impossible, because you all were a group that was like none other. I don't think you'll ever be able to replicate that level of performance.
I think what it is, you see this kind of in the league. Well, since the money has got involved in the into the college level, it's just me and stuff. I hope nobody take it, me hating or anything. It's a bunch of egos. It brings a bunch of egos and stuff, and
right.
That kind of like separates everybody. Everybody's kind of playing for themselves and stuff. And when we play for each other. That's how close our D-line group was. We never hated on each other. We always motivate each other. We always pushed each other. It don't matter what we were doing, like outside of football or on the field and stuff. We were always with each other and trying to make each other better. And I didn't really, see that much, as a defensive unit. You got guys, again, this is just me. When I was watching the game, one of the games is I seen the guys making like TikToks and stuff on the sideline, and that kind of like, I was like, whoa, when we started doing that,
right?
But that shows, a lot of guys, they, all these brands and building their brands and building, which I'm not hating, do what you got to do and stuff. And, it's starting to become a business now, but it's also taking away. It's also taking away like the brotherhood and stuff. Like, not a lot of guys are playing for each other. They kind of playing for themselves to build their brand and to make more money off the field and stuff. So that's just mine. I'm not hating or anything like that. Nobody don't get mad at me.
You don't have to say you hating, because it's totally true. If they take it as hating, then apparently they are on the wrong side of what we're trying to do. So it's not hating. You ain't even got to give a disclaimer. This is the Bama Standard. You're free. Because right now, I don't even have any underwear on. I'm free.
We're a free society.
Yeah.
We're a free society. No problem at all. I just felt like I just need to tell the world I don't have no problem. Is it my turn? Am I up?
It is your turn. And by the way, Terrence, I don't know if you remember, we are controversial here. If we're not getting at least 1 or 2 calls from the university or text at least twice a week, then we're not doing our job.
I don't want no more. I don't listen, man. Listen, at this point, I'm like, just leave me alone, man.
I'm
gonna say what I'm gonna say. All right?
And it's Marvin. It's never us. It's Marvin. So Terrence, you talked about the brotherhood and of course the NIL getting involved or whatever. So if you were, let's say, if you had a chance to come back, how would you instill or attempt to instill the brotherhood back into our D line or the defense? What would be your approach?
Well, shoot, man, that's a good one. Well, more so it was just, we hung out a lot when I was there. We hung out a lot. D-line hung out a lot. So we became close because we all was, like I said, we hung out a lot. We were close. And that would be my thing. Coach Kramer, he helped out a lot. He always took us bowling and all that stuff. That's how we all got to know each other. That's how we all got close. It's just we did a lot of activities outside, just being just outside of working out or outside of practice. We barbecued, grilled, did all that stuff. Even Coach Davis, he used to invite us over to the house and stuff. You get mad because he'll spend a lot of money because we would eat.
Right. So here's the thing. From what I've heard and partially seen, back in the day, if you saw one Alabama football player hanging out, you saw them all. Now it seems like these guys are just individuals. They'll only get with each other when it's practice time. And to me, you don't build a bond that way. You just don't. That's just my opinion. You don't build a bond that way. You get if it's a brotherhood, we hanging out all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're gonna have your free time, but Marvin, you could probably speak on that. Then y'all just like hang out like all the time.
We were always together. We lived together. We partied together. We went to class together. We skipped class together. We studied together. But here's the thing about it though. When you add money to it, money changes so much of the dynamic because like Cody said, you get those egos. And here's one. I'm gonna tell you one of the smallest things that bonded a lot of us. There were so many because we weren't getting paid for real like that. There were so many days that we were hungry and just wanted something to eat, and another guy might have something, or his mom might come cook. It was the smallest little things that brought us together. But hell, if we all got a few $100,000 on some meal, we ain't hungry. That's gonna take away from your drive, your determination, and your likeliness to go talk to somebody. Say, hey man, what you got in your refrigerator? Because we hungry. The checks ain't been cut yet. Brian closed. What we gonna do? There's no opportunities to bond at the smallest level.
Hey Marvin, but you know what? I notice now what their bonding is, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Like you said, y'all hung out, y'all ate, the parents came and all that. Their bonding now is buying everybody some beats or giving everybody a chain.
Now, but hold on. But what does that reflect though? What does that look like? What do you see in the NFL? Quarterback go by his offensive line something. You see, it's more of in line with the NFL model. And as a professional, you don't have to bond because this is your job. You show up to work, you do your job, you go home and do your job, your ass getting cut. That same model has filtered straight down to the college system.
Well, I've heard of them, the quarterback buying his offensive line a meal or whatever. But come on now, beats and chains and all that. All of that needs to be taken out. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with it. It's killing the camaraderie. It's killing the brotherhood. It's killing all that. I feel like we still need to. I mean, you can get paid, but let's get that all that stuff out of what we're doing. And,
I ain't gonna lie, Steve. Ain't nothing wrong with buying them a meal. Like when I was in school, I took my
no. Buying the meal, buying the meal is fine.
But here's the thing. Even with that, I took my D-line to Golden Corral. That's all I was doing. That's all they were gonna get out of me.
Golden Corral. Golden Corral.
We went and got a 12 Golden.
Nah, I took them to Golden Corral. That's why to CC's Pizza. Like, listen, this is all I got for y'all.
CC's
my appreciation level.
Oh my God, that's why the defense didn't like you, Marv. Our leader, our middle linebacker, our leader is cheap. Come on, man.
Yeah. Golden Corral was top of the line back in the day.
Man. It was taking them, getting them steak and beef.
They could get steak at Golden Corral. It was thin, but it was still.
If you have it on the grill too long, it's done.
Hey man, hey, wait a minute. Cody did say something. Golden Corral was.
It was top of the line back in the day.
Wait a minute. CC's Pizza was too.
Right.
You nudged them kids out the way, like man, get out of the way and get on the little buffet. Yeah.
Especially when it got to that cinnamon dessert thing at the end.
Yes.
I know.
Hey, Petty, you've had a unique opportunity to interview legends. Teague last week, then Roman Harper. Now you got Terrence Cody. I know you got something for this guy, man. I know you're fired up. What you got?
Yeah, I want to kind of piggyback, but take it further off something we've heard Siski say several times. You talk about Cody, y'all had a great camaraderie among the defensive line because y'all hung out. Tyler Siski, who's been on our network several times, that coached with Saban and been around you guys. Man, you came in at the turn, and no offense to the teams right before, but Saban really changed the culture of athlete with you guys. I mean, it was alpha after alpha after alpha, not just a couple. It was 85 just alpha. I mean, McClain to the offense of the Julio. But we've heard Siski say it several times. Saban's magic was he could take 85 selfish assholes and make them play as a team.
I love that.
Where you talk about your assistant. I know you mentioned your direct coaches, but how was Saban able to do that? How was he able to take the egos of the Eddie Jacksons, the AJ McCarron's loud ass mouth in there, just straight nothing but ego-filled dudes that could ball, but he made y'all play as a damn unit. How did he do it, Terrence?
Man, I don't know, man. I tell everybody this when they always ask me, man, like for a guy that small and stuff like that, small and short, he had a way with words, man. He had a way with words, and like I tell people, I was like, damn, man. Like sometimes I used to be scared of Coach Saban. Sometimes, and then other times, man, he'd have me like confused. And so I don't know if he's like in a good mood or if he's like ready to snap. But me and Coach Saban had a really, really good relationship. We still do. I talked to him like last week. I talked to him. He called me last week and stuff. We had a real good relationship, but it was like his way with words, how he can get everybody to buy into things, because it made a lot of sense. And like I said, like Coach said, we were hungry. Everybody was hungry on the team, and all we had to do was buy into what he was saying, and we were all going to go. We were all going to be successful. And all we had to do was do what we had to do for the team. And that was either, go to weights, watch film, practice. Even I got into trouble and stuff. I was on the peer group and was getting peered at one time by the peer group. And he came to me personally. He's like, in my years of coaching, I've never had a player on the peer group get peered.
Wow.
But
hey, wow.
It's funny you talk about him being intimidating, and I mentioned when we were talking before, Cody, that I saw you on the golf course, and I couldn't miss you. You're the biggest dude I've ever seen on a golf course. However, you are the second most intimidating, because I've been, unfortunately, around Saban on a golf course, and yes, he's very intimidating. To be a small guy, his aura is bigger than about any dude I've ever been around in my life.
That's what it is. You're
probably right. It might be the aura. It's the aura, man. I think it's just the aura. Either the aura or the way of words that he does, man. It's something.
I noticed something that a lot of y'all missed, though. About him. He was a small guy. Do y'all know his last national championship when they picked him up on put him on their shoulder or whatever? That was a punter. A punter.
I did not know that.
That was a punter. That wasn't even a lineman. That was a punter.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a tight
Nick
end.
Saban up and put him on. It was a punter.
Oh man,
it was a holder. It was a holder.
Before we go another round, I want to give a quick shout out to our guy Don Parker with a $10 super chat. Happy to see Mount Cody on the Standard tonight. I usually ask Coach Saban going off question to change things up. Can you tell us the one time Coach Cochran lost it?
Hold on, time out. Tell Don, don't be stealing my thunder, because I was about to get to that, because I was there in 2009, and all you used to hear, he said, I was getting to that, Don.
Well,
selfish audience members taking Marvin's thunder. Hadn't y'all learned? You want to touch on that, Doug? You want to touch on that, Cody? Do you have a Coach Cochran story where he went off on you?
Yeah, because in 2009, there was a lot of moments between you and Coach Cochran that I watched personally.
Yeah, me and Cochran got into it a lot, and I talked to him it was last week. He called me because I hit him up about the job and stuff, and I congratulating him and all that stuff. But we talked, and I was like, man, even when I came back, we talked. We had a long talk, but I was like, man, we bumped heads almost every day. But it wasn't like it wasn't like he was just on my ass what he was. It was more so like a discipline thing and stuff. They wanted me to. It was all about keeping my weight down, and I would do me. I'm young and all that stuff like that, but we bumped heads, man. I had to be up there at 6 o'clock every morning, and so I'm doing workouts before workouts. And then, after that workout, we go and start the real workout. And then I go off the class and stuff, get breakfast class, and then come right back up there for more stuff to do. and then get ready for meetings, and then go to practice. And then after practice, I had, kind of more conditioning to do. So it was a lot. And some days I had my days where I wake up and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this shit and stuff. And he started getting in my face, and sometimes I had to, it was one where I almost walked out. And because I was holding myself back because I thought I was about to punch him. So I just walked off, and a couple of the strength coaches, they stopped me, and because he had got in my face, and they seen how I was balling up my fist and stuff, and they had to like kind of intervene because I don't know if I was about to do it or not, but I started balling up my fist, and I was just he caught me at a bad day because normally I'm always in a good mood, but that day he had my number. He was barking up the wrong tree that day.
So do they do that? Do they do that as a test of discipline, or is just y'all just at the heat of the moment?
Nah, it wasn't a test of discipline, Steve. So the biggest thing with Cochran was, everybody has a certain playing weight, and they wanted Cody at that playing weight. That was one day in particular. We all sitting in the office, and he walks in there. He looks at us. Why is he still overweight? We look at him like, what the hell we got to do with his weight? We don't control what he eats. The hell you mean? But he was just so adamant about wanting Cody to get to that whatever weight Coach Saban wanted him at, and he didn't care if it was you or us. He's like, hey, I'm gonna yell at somebody about it.
Oh, so he get on everybody about one person.
Yeah. Coach Saban used to get on. So what it was, they'll bring it to Coach Saban, and they expect Saban to talk to me and stuff. But he was like, what the fuck am I paying y'all for? Like, he told them because they had me on film. I walked out of the coach's office. They had all the snacks and stuff up there with the coaches. I walked out of there with like a box of chips and shit, and they had me on tape.
Did you say a box?
The box of potato chips. It came with like variety potato chips. Walked out of there.
Hey, man.
And shit, man. And so they brought it. It's like, well, coach, we got TC on tape walking out of there with a box of chips and stuff. He's like, why the fuck you telling me? Y'all should have. Why didn't you stop with some bitches or whatever and stuff like that?
Okay, but hold on. You at 3-something, 6 of the 6 foot something, and you walking out with a box of chips. Let's keep it 100. Who gonna stop you?
Nobody.
Not a damn person.
I feel like this is more a skit from Friday, not a real football thing. You got fired on your day off for not stopping Terrence for getting a box of chips.
Y'all don't understand how many times we were questioning about why is he still overweight. Like, we looking like, what you want us to do?
You gonna stop me? You do realize Hardy sells double cheeseburgers for $1 at midnight.
Hey man, Marvin them like, what do you want us to do? He taking our chips too.
No, I'm a big man, but that man is almost double my size. What you think we're gonna take the food from him?
That same
hold up.
That same kicker that picked Saban up, Cody, look, you gonna eat that cornbread? No, sir.
Hold on, man. So what you admitting on the Bama Standard is they caught you on your day off on camera taking a big box of chips.
No, it was right after workouts.
They needed his carbs. The carbs transport protein to muscle, and that's what he was doing.
I always knew what time the coaches was meeting, and they offered their little snack room was kind of like a free game and stuff.
Hey, you know what? I tell you one thing. I bet they fell back when you blocked that field goal, though. They fell all the time. Eat all the damn chips. As a matter of fact, we call it golden flake for you right now. We call it
I had a pass for that just that 1 week, man. After that, it was right back.
Cody, you'd have done that now. You'd have got an NIL.
Oh, wow.
Hey. All right, before we go one more round, we got another super chat. I want to give a shout out real quick to Gelato 1999. Keep up the great work, guys. Roll Tide. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. I like the theme of what we're talking about here. Coach Saban getting on you, Coach Cochran getting on you. My next question kind of falls in line with the same thing. But after I go, I'm going to hand it to Steve Brown, then Petty, and then Marvin. So you went to war with two of the most passionate and vocal icons in the game, Nick Saban and Ray Lewis. So who did you not want to be cussed out by the most and why?
Coach Saban. I don't know. Coach Saban make you feel it's I don't know, man. Like you feel like shit afterwards after he get done ripping you and stuff. But I didn't feel like shit. It was more so he made me pissed off and stuff. And when it pissed me off, that's when our spring game before the season started, my first year, he was pissed. I left that night before our last scrimmage, before the season started, before we played Clemson. I was 350, like 352, 353. And I weighed the next morning. I had gained like 8 pounds over that night. And they was like, Coach Cochran was like, God damn, what the hell did you do? Go home and eat 2 kids or some shit like that? And so he reported to Coach Saban, and man, I bumped into him on the way. We was meeting up for team meeting, team defense, and team offense. He walked right past me. He was like, "What's up, 6'2"? I'm like, "What up, Coach?" I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'm good." So I could feel him. I felt him looking at me. I walked past him, like you know how you can feel somebody looking at you and stuff. I could feel him looking at me, and then he just said, "Hey, 6'2", let me talk to you." And I walk over there. Man, he got on me so bad in front of the guys and stuff. He was like, "Who you think you fooling? You only fooling yourself." He's like, "There's no calories in the air. You can't gain weight by breathing and stuff." And man, when I tell you all, like Dante Hightower, Rolando, all those guys, Brandon Dedrick, all those guys heard it and they were dying laughing. And so after he got done ripping, I had to walk in the team meeting and they was like, "Hey TC, ain't no calories in there, is it?" And I was like, "Ha. We all fucking funny and shit." So he pissed me off before that game, man. And I mean, before that, I felt like shit when he was talking to me. But when we got ready for the scrimmage, that's all I was thinking about, like him telling me it was calories in the air and can't gain weight by breathing. So he pissed me off, and I went out there and just dominated the whole spring game. And he came up to me. I had to run 20-40s after the scrimmage. Ooh. And he was talking the whole time and stuff. Because everybody knew I like whenever I did my condition, I ran with my shoes off and stuff. I ran barefoot. So took my shoes off and ran them. And he was talking to me the whole time. He was like, "Now see what you can do and all. You dominated the whole spring. The whole scrimmage and stuff. Nobody can fucking block you and stuff." He's like, "Now imagine if you were this and that at this weight and stuff. You can do this and that and stuff." And I was like, the whole time, it's like, "Man, fuck you, man."
So Cody, I got a 2-part question. All right, so you said that you gained 8 pounds overnight. What were you doing?
Plead the fifth.
I can't recall that, man. It's been so long.
All right, so let me get into this one. The block. The block. All right, you won the game. It was a heroic moment. It was like one of the biggest wins in Alabama history to me. It was like crazy. But now that I look at it, do you realize we could have also lost that game if they had called the penalty on your helmet off? Yeah. Did you ever think about that?
Nah, because it was over.
Yeah. Okay. So
I know.
So
the play was still alive.
Because
it was still a live play. It was still alive.
Why you gotta bring up
right?
It was still a live.
No. I would just because somebody had mentioned it. It was like, you know what? Also, I think I heard a commentator say, it's iconic, bro, iconic. And it's like, well, you know, the officials could have called a penalty for him taking his helmet off, and I didn't even think about it. And I was like, damn, sure could have. I was like, well, he missed it. It's our game. So
Steve,
did I ever?
The check's clear, Steve.
Oh, well, you know what? Did Saban say something? Did Saban say something to you about taking your helmet off?
He definitely did.
Because he coached.
He definitely got on. He said something to me
That's
that
the question.
He did. He said something to me that later on that next day, because we did our little stretch and stride and stuff the next day and stuff. He definitely brought me up to the office now. He was like, man, I thank you and all that stuff. It was a hell of a play, but man, like you got to act like you've been there before. Like, when have we ever taught taking your helmet off on the field and stuff? I was like, Coach, be all honestly.
Yeah, he cursed you out again.
Yeah, he did. He's like, we don't teach that shit.
I know.
One of the biggest plays in Bama history, and you getting in trouble for it the next day. That's
exactly.
I mean, that's part of the system that he ran, man. So like you got to be accountable and stuff, and you got to learn from your mistakes.
You in trouble for taking your helmet off and the damn chips. Damn.
Yeah. It was more than just chips I was taking out of there, man. So that's just
the ice cream at Brian Hall. You better tell him, Cody, that ice cream.
Oh man! And then they had a nutrition. They hired a nutritionist to follow me around and stuff.
Follow you around?
Yeah, parole officer.
Yeah, they had a nutritionist, man. I thought she had been watching me she was in there every time I ate dinner, and one day she didn't show up. She showed up kind of late, so I was like, all right, yeah, it's cheat day today. And so I put like 2 steaks on my plate and stuff, and a baked potato and some stuff. So right when I go to turn around, she was like right behind me looking at my plate. I said, she scared the shit out of me because I kind of jumped. I said, oh shit. And I was about to put my plate back. She was like, no, you're good. You're good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can see you can probably put that back and all that stuff.
Now, see, Cody, I'm going to tell you the truth. See, the act card is what got people in trouble. I played with a lot of guys who were on weight restrictions as well. Man, TJ did all he could do, but the moment they got out of that facility, that act card, they had Domino's, they had Burger King, and
Jimmy John's. That was my spot. Like, I had
Buffalo Bills.
Down, and every time I called in, they was like, "Hey, I'll call," and I was like, "Hey, they were like, oh, this is Cody." I'm like, "Yeah." They was like, "You want 2 cold noodles?" I'm like, "Yeah." How you know? He's like, "That's what you go order. We got you on. We saved you on speed dial and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh shit!"
That's awesome.
That was my spot, man. Jimmy John's was my spot, man.
That's funny.
Petty, you're up, sir.
Well, man, this wasn't my question, but I'm going to throw it out there before my question because Marvin brought up the picture and Steve brought up the play. You ever look at that picture, or did Julio ever say, if you didn't get it, I'd have got it?
No, me and Julio, we never really.
He's like 5 feet above you behind. It's like he jumped out of the sky.
But I was already like 3-4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, the guy got mowed out of the way, man. He was on the ground.
I've been in that stadium a lot of times, Terrence, and it sounded like a concussion bomb. It was one of the loudest moments that Bryant Denny's ever experienced. I do know that.
Yeah.
But man, my question's more, look, you were talking about going off and dominating, and we know it's what do they call it? 100 car crashes a game on the offensive defensive line. You're one of the biggest, baddest dudes that ever did it. You went not just Alabama's defense, which was one of the greatest defenses to ever play. You went up to the Baltimore Ravens with Ray and Ed, and you've literally played on 2 of the greatest defenses to ever walk. Mm-hmm. Who was the one guy you on the other side went against at the end of the damn day? You were like, that some bitch brought his lunch pail. I'm glad this damn game's over. He brought it today. I'm glad to hit the showers after this one. Not that everybody ever beat you, but one that was like, man, that was a day.
It was one guy that gave me struggles whenever we played against him. It was Cleveland Browns. It was the center for the Cleveland Browns, Alex Mack.
Mm-hmm.
And man, like, O-linemen, most of the strongest O-linemen are like the guards or the tackles or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker, that was strong as shit. And stuff. So like, he matched my strength. And it was some shit I used to do that I used to get away with because my arms were longer than guys, most of the centers and guards, and I was stronger than most of them. So I can get away with a lot of shit. But him, oh man, he had the strength and the technique, and man, he used to make it difficult for me and stuff. And we'd go back and forth. But like what used to get me, once I got my arms on him and extended, like he couldn't do anything and stuff. But that's why he was like, his technique as a center. I mean, he had already been in the league like 6 or 7 years before I had got in. But man, he was the only person that I really had to like bring my A game for. Granted, I brought my A game every week, but he was the one I used to have to like get extra in because I was like, I know he gonna be ready to play and stuff. So
it's gonna be an all-day brawl.
Yeah, basically.
There's no feeling like coming out of the tunnel in Bryant-Denny the first time you do it. The first time, it's like you're in the headlight, baby. But of all the magical moments in Bryant-Denny and just Alabama football in period, what is your favorite moment from your time in Tuscaloosa?
That's a tough one. I would probably, I don't know, I got like a few of them, but like the one that really stood out the most to me, I'll have to say, is that walk into the stadium. That was different. And like the Walk of Champions, it was different. Like the people that show up just to watch you guys, watch people walk in there. And it didn't make any sense to me because, I'm from Florida and stuff like that. So stuff like that, it didn't really make sense to me. But as the season went on, my first year, I'm like, oh, okay. These people love this school, man. Like, these are real diehard fans. Like, this is either you're an Alabama fan or you're an Auburn fan and stuff. And just a Walk of Champions, and then like that walk into the stadium, but I would say another thing that really stood out is the video they played right before kickoff. That right there, that got me fired up every game. And when you hear Paul Bear Bryant's voice and stuff, man, it gives you goosebumps and stuff. I'm like, shit, it giving me goosebumps just thinking about it. But that video used to get me fired up and gave me goosebumps, and I was like, man, I'm ready.
That and when you hear that elephant,
You know how many teams lost at that moment? Really? That was a I've heard other players talk about it on other teams. They come out and heard all that, then heard Bear talk, and it was like, I don't know how the hell we about. I mean, it's okay.
That stadium goes crazy, man. When Bear says what he says, and the stadium just loses it, and then you hear the elephant sound, man. It gives you goosebumps, man.
It don't matter how many times you hear and you watch the video, same exact effect.
Yeah.
Man,
absolutely. With best pregame, it's chill bumps.
All right, before we let you go, we got a couple of audience members who have something to say to you. I'm gonna bring up one, Mr. G. Well, there we go. Terrence, if you see this, I want you to know after the second block kick against UT, that's about the loudest I've ever heard that stadium get. And then we got Kanafi. Cody, would you have any advice to players in the program now that may be going through the same weight loss venture? Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, shoot, man. Only advice I would say is just you got to cut out what I still do to this day. Don't drink sugary stuff. Any the Gatorades. Try to stay away from the Gatorades, the sodas, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't drink any soda, no juice. Like, I don't care what kind of juice it is. I don't drink it.
Right. Sugar.
It's all that sugar. That's all it does is just sits on you. And try to eat, like I stopped eating pork and beef and stuff. I eat just chicken, turkey, deer meat, seafood and all that stuff. So try to stay away from the fatty foods, the fatty meats. Granted, the steak isn't bad, but it also just sits on you for a long time. Mm-hmm. And what I do, I just eat a lot of veggies and stuff, man, like broccoli, carrots, squash, all that stuff.
Well, like I told you in the beginning, I'm proud of you, brother. You look great, man. Like I said, I seen you back in 2009 when I was working there versus now, brother. Hey, man, job well done.
Well, hold on. He missed one. Hey, my man, if you in the comments, stop stealing chips. He ain't say that. Don't steal chips. Put them damn chips down. Stealing chips.
Then
on your day off. On your day off.
On your day off. One last from Don Parker. Thank you for the super chat. $5. Gotta ask. This big worm pull up hits ice cream truck during practice. Or did big worm?
Oh man.
All right. Real quick. Now, this is the definitive question that closes everything. We asked this of all the former players and the current players. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. Dreamland or Archibald's?
I can only go with Dreamland.
Okay.
I don't think I've had Archibald.
You gotta be glad you said you don't eat pork no more, because otherwise, I'd make sure you had some.
Hello, but Marv, you were looking like you were surprised, but you gotta understand, Dreamland was the joint.
That's the OG, like the OG
back in the day.
Yeah, but back in 2009, it wasn't the same as it was in the 90s, though.
No,
Go ahead.
No, yeah, when Pop died in the mid 90s, pre that, when you went in and they put it on you up on the hill behind Walmart.
Yeah. Off Skyland, baby.
Skyland.
Yep. That's when he passed away. I think he took the recipe with him. Yeah.
That's right.
After that.
Brother, we
OG
greatly
Dreamland was some of the best barbecue you ever put in your mouth. There ain't no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, man, them ribs was banging. Them ribs, that was about like the best. Probably to this day, that's probably the best ribs I ever had.
Well, you don't eat pork no more, so I eat your shit. Don't worry, I got you covered.
Oh man, Terrence Cody, we greatly appreciate you, brother. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been an absolute blessing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Before you go, tell the folks how they can find you. You still doing social media? Are you kind of really immersed in the coaching world?
Social media accounts. My Instagram, at Mount Cody. My Twitter is TC. And then my Facebook is actually my whole name. Because it was a lot of,
now.
No, it's like that because it's a lot of fake pages of me and stuff. And so I had to put the John Hancock up there. So it's Terrence Bernard Cody Jr., which is my whole name and stuff. So that's my name on Facebook.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much again. Hey, keep us posted, brother, on how the season goes. All the development of your players. We'll check in from time to time. If you want to bring some of your young guys on, we'll put them in the spotlight, give them a little bit of shine too.
Okay. I really do it.
And last, listen, you reap what you sow. One of your kids gonna be stealing chips out that facility. I'm just wondering. So you get ready for it. What goes around comes around.
As long as they're not his
chips, man, we good, man.
Tell Cochran give you a job too. Tell him quit playing. He got him a head coaching job. Now he got some say.
I know. We talked about that, but I told him I had already. I started this job January 2nd and stuff, and he just got his, so I was already kind of stamped here. So,
but as always, next season, brother. I'm looking forward to the transition.
Never know.
But yes, sir.
Yeah, but I was, my head coach here. Me and him played at Gulf Coast, so it's my head coach Les George, and he played at Gulf Coast with me and stuff. Real good guy, and he gave me an opportunity to come up here. He gave me an opportunity a few times back in the day, but just wasn't in the right time. Like Coach said, man, I wasn't trying to deal with no kids around that time, man. I didn't know if I was gonna like cuss one of them out or something, man. Like I was man, because like I said, like these kids started getting beside themselves, man. They don't know how to get coached anymore. But now I feel like I'm in a great place, and the rest of our staff is really good guys, and we got some really good things in the future that we're trying to build.
Well, cool, man. You got a fan on every panel here supporting you. We'll be supporting the program. So anytime you need anything, you let us know. And like I said, we're going to be calling you back, getting you back on this program with some of your guys and give them a time to shine, like I said, man. But thank you again for being on with us, and thank you for everything you did, brother.
I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you for having me on.
Man.
Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide, brother.
Man, that's some good stuff right there.
That's some real good stuff, man.
All right. Now we got Mr. Controversy back. and that's the all SEC defensive back from 2002, dude from Bill's Mafia, a guy who likes to stir up Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and just about every place he goes, but he's making an impact. That is the illustrious, the legendary Smoke Dixon.
What's happening, Mark? What's up? Talk. Go ahead.
I can't even jacket zipped out of the head on. He came in, looked like he's ready to change the carburetor, boy. I'm gonna let him slide. I'm just messing with you, brother.
Hey man, he looks like you want to say try it now.
All right, I'm done.
I'm done. Give me some gas. Give me some gas. Hey man, glad to see you, brother.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Steve, you know what? I'm happy to see you too. You know, I didn't know that y'all had an all black shirt matching convention, you and Marvin. Marvin
and Petty.
Okay, so you know what? I was gonna stall you out today just because I felt like leaving you alone, but not today.
Funny you said stalled out, Steve.
You've never gotten a compliment for anything that you put on your entire life. You can't dress, and we all know that. That 1955 chain. Hey, we stopped wearing them chains like that back.
I'm trying to keep a straight face right now. Come on, man.
That's cool.
Hey man, that man just flat out told you.
You say I'm the one that you figured me out. If we were in a corner, Petty gonna be the one to throw you out. You walk in. I'm not the one throwing grenades your way as soon as you walk in the door.
Nah, it's Marvin.
Well, while we try to collect ourselves, we got another sponsor we got to give a quick shout out to, and that's Title Towel. Listen, the Alabama football season never truly ends, and basketball season is red hot right now. Support the Crimson Tide by going to www.whitwillsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. You get a nice discount courtesy of your favorite Alabama network, the Bama Standard. That's right, whitwillsports.com.
Yeah,
I'll put it up the Petty way.
Steve, I'm from Mississippi. On my other shows, I'm directionally challenged. Sometimes I just pull it up like this.
Hey, this Title Towel sponsored by Delta Airlines. Okay, bad joke.
Brought to you by Spirit, where it's got blood on the towel.
No, right here. It's upside down. There we go. That's it.
hey, y'all are target right.
Hey, man, the Bama Standard. Where else can you find this kind of content? I'll wait.
I'm not a part of that content. Remove me.
Listen.
All right.
We're all about some controversy. We're also all about having some meaningful conversation, getting down to the bottom of things. I have noticed here within the past few months, or probably even further back, anytime we uploaded content regarding recruiting, it didn't seem to be getting the viewership that it once did. I look at the comment sections throughout all of our social media and on the YouTube channel, and it seems that fans are becoming more and more disengaged in terms of recruiting. We're going to take a look at that. Chat, I want you to get involved tonight. I want to ask the big question. Do Alabama fans still care about recruiting? Now, we get all the announcements almost daily that, hey, I've committed to Alabama. I have bought into the process. Insert inspirational quote here. 2 weeks later, there's a flip. I'm going somewhere else. And we see the infamous post, respect my decision. If they do sign the national letter of intent on signing day, well, after the semester's over, they're hitting the transfer portal. So fans buy in, their investment in the whole recruiting arena has greatly changed. It's not like what we used to do, Petty. You've talked about how we would study all the sites and all of the literature on every single player. We could tell you everything. We'd skip work on National Signing Day to see where our guys were going. Now it's not so much. So, do Alabama fans care about recruiting anymore? Smoke Dixon, you inspired this. I'm going to start off with you. Then I'm going to go to Marvin, Petty, and Steve. What you got?
I'm gonna be a little bit long-winded, so you might want to get those guys first.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead. Steve Brown, you start us
I
don't
thought you was going to.
All right.
Nobody care about you, Marvin.
He been moaning me.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You got a payment. So I think they're trying to care about it, but with all this stuff going on, man, where the players are coming and they're going as soon as they get here, it's like it's just taking a lot out of us. Believe it or not, emotionally, psychologically, and all that. It's like, man, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So I think that the Bama fans are trying. They're really trying, but all of this craziness, it's like a revolving door. We get a player, we think he's going to be good. Next thing you know, he's transferring out. We can't even build camaraderie. We can't build anything because everybody's always in and out. So I think it's aggravating the fans big time. But I think that for the most part, the Bama fans are really still trying to stick and stay.
Got it. Sports Talking with JB. 1,000% committed on Monday, decommitted by Friday. Marvin.
Yeah.
I don't think fans really care about recruiting anymore. And if they do care, it's on such a minute level that it doesn't matter. Here's the problem. Here's what happens. When they made scholarships 1 year renewable and you start having coaches get rid of guys after one season, if they weren't up to par, they open the door to what we have now. So here's the thing. If you're going to run it like the NFL, then you need to do away with that 1 year renewable and bring it back to where when you sign these kids, contractually obligate them, whether it's a 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, whatever you want to do. There has to be some level of language that says, hey, for at least this many years, you're going to be here. And if you leave, this is the penalty. But the fact that you allow them to transfer with no penalty, this is going to be, you're going to continue to have the problem. And again, why would I care? If I'm dating 3 chicks and next week they're all gone, you think I'm going to still care about them? No. It's the same thing.
You do.
I don't think.
You love him, Marvin.
You do.
I don't think 3 chicks will date you. Listen, but that's a great point, Marvin. That's a real good point. I just don't see 3 chicks liking you, not you.
Steve, you know what? That ain't something that Marv ever had to worry about. I ain't gonna front on that one. He got that.
Okay.
Old women. Senior citizens.
I'm gonna tell you the truth when the truth is there. Keep going.
But I'm just saying, so that to me, they got to fix that aspect. They got to make it so the scholarships are not 1 year renewable and stop taking that fear away from the kid. Because as long as the kid has that fear, and he can always go out and say, well, you cannot renew it if you don't want to, and I could be gone anyway. So, that's one factor. Then you have the fact of coaches coming and going as they please. Kid can say, hey, you didn't recruit me. So, you just come, they come and go. It's too much unstableness in college football. They need to put some rules and parameters in place. If you want these kids to stay, then you need to start holding them and coaches accountable.
Okay. All right.
I like
Petty,
that. I really like that.
You're up right now. Let's look at all this. Like I said, we've had the discussions where you don't even want to buy a jersey anymore because you don't even know if he's going to be here the next semester.
Or next week.
Or next week. I mean, that's the honest truth. I even had one fan voice to me that I can't get into recruiting because honestly, I don't know if these kids will allow coaches to coach them. So
yeah,
that's a stretch.
Well, I'm just relaying what the fans are voiced today.
No,
we had a great.
I'm saying, but I'm still going to say that fan's stretching it. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
But Patty, you're a fan. You're also an analyst. Where do you stand on this?
No, man. There's 100. Are there some fans out there that still care? I guess. I mean, there's people that hang on to everything that don't give up, but this is the side effect of change, man. And I'm not completely against it. You hear the things. Marvin made a great point. Coaches can leave in the middle of the night. Tommy Tuberville did it without telling his team. Coaches leave without telling players. They spent years recruiting. And so they can do it. Why can't the player? But, man, this is the side effect. Yeah, you get it. But on the flip side, don't be mad when fans don't love you anymore. I remember reading about Marvin in Deep South recruiting guy. I remember, you didn't know who Smoke was when he came out of Maryland, but he got to Alabama. You read about him. You learned. You fell in love with him his freshman year all the way through. And it's just, look, I feel it's two things can be right and wrong at the same time. It sucks, but players, if the situation ain't right, give them the chance to move. But on the flip side, don't be mad when fans don't care that Quinshon Junkins or Caleb Downs played at Alabama, or you're not going to love these players like you did A.J. McCarron and Julio Jones and Derrick Henry, even in times when they could leave early, but they were staying until their junior year. So no, you're not going to invest in kids that are changing their mind every week, who's only going to change it a year later, because you can't. Like, and a great example, man. I've had 2 or 3 buddies tell me, like, man, there was a day I could tell you the starting lineup of almost every SEC team, offense and defense. I can tell you Alabama's starting secondary until about the 4th flipping game, and that's not a knock. And I'm a damn analyst, but it's just, there's so much change, there's so much turnover. It's literally impossible, and it's almost like, well, when they get there, they sign up. We'll learn who you are, and if you're going the next year, hopefully we replace you with someone good. And now we're just cheering for jerseys. That's all you're cheering for.
Petty. Hold on 1 second, Steve. Hold on 1 second, Steve. Petty, with what you just said. Now, I have a different perspective being a former player. I don't care as much about certain things, but as a fan, what does this era do for player legacies?
It kills it. You don't have them.
It's killing it. It kills it.
There are no player legacies.
You know, some Petty. I want to add to what you were saying. This is why a lot of Alabama fans love Ryan Williams. Not only is he a decent player and he's growing, he is preaching stability. He's all about Alabama football. He's letting you know, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. And if all of our players were like that, then, but now they're killing their legacies. They're killing everything about themselves, because you never know.
I'm gonna parlay it over to you, Smoke, because this is the perfect freaking segue to Smoke. And you made a great point why people love Ryan Williams. Me and Smoke did a show, top 5 safeties in Bama history. Smoke said number 1, Caleb Downs. And now there's no doubt when you come and look in 10 years from now, he might have been the high ceiling of any athlete safety to ever step through Alabama. Everybody told Smoke he was damn crazy because he didn't play for Bama, but for 1 year, we'll never view him as Alabama.
Exactly.
We got our answer when Smoke said Caleb Downs number 1. No, the legacies are dead. Nobody will ever see Caleb Downs or players like that. Even Jahmyr Gibbs, as much as we want to love him, he was there for 1 year. Do we really count him as a Bama guy?
Hey, man, Bama fans look at him as a quitter. And that's just what it is. I do. I mean, dude, you left. You went somewhere else. Yes, I don't understand why you did it, but you did. So we can't put you in we can't put you in no legacy type of conversation. I'm ashamed of you even mentioning him, Smoke, because he ain't been there long enough. Why would you even put him on there?
Hey, so cool. So this is gonna be a 2-part thing. I'm gonna address 2 questions.
All right, okay.
Answer. Right. 1. Somebody called the young man a quitter. How many years does Nick Saban have on his contract when he quit in the middle of the night or retired? Whatever word that we want to use. What word do you want to use?
Saban earned it.
Saban
earned it.
Listen, we're not talking about earning. When he did not honor his contract, what do you call that?
Quitting.
He earned it.
Yeah, quitting, right? Do you want to call that quitting too? So does he fall in the same boat?
Isn't there a difference between retiring and quitting?
Whoa. See, now let me tell you what you're doing.
Isn't there a difference between the young man having the right when his head coach leaves to go play for another coach that he wants to play for?
Okay, Smoke. First
up, Caleb, just hold on. Let me get to my point. I'm gonna let you answer.
Okay.
Caleb signing to play for Nick Saban. That's who he signed to play for. He signed up. Mm-hmm. Nick came to his house. Coach, I'm committing to you. So when Nick leaves, can he not leave as well too because he wants to go play for the coach that he wants to play for? So why are we calling him a quitter when he decided to go play for somebody else?
All right, so I can answer that. Number one, with Nick Saban, you saying he quit, but look what.
I didn't say that.
No. You said he didn't honor his contract. Right, so you said that's a quitter. You said that's a quitter.
What do you call that? Is that a quitter?
Okay, no. I'm gonna tell you why. Good. Because Nick Saban has brought more to Alabama than anybody, so he deserves to leave, and when he wants to leave. Caleb Downs did a season, possibly just a season, and he's gone. And he didn't, and it wasn't because he wanted to play for this coach. It was for the money. So to me, dude, you could have stayed and renegotiated.
You're speculating. You are speculating so much. That's
okay.
bad.
So how you figure speculating?
Because he could have gotten more money coming out of high school by another school, right?
He was Alabama for a year already.
The young man said out of his mouth, the reason why he wanted to leave is because his coach left.
Okay, I understand.
That's why a lot of players did that. So we can't call him a quitter.
But you're using Nick Saban. But you're using Nick Saban in that analogy as if he quit. You said that. You said.
I'm not. I'm just saying. What do you call someone that does not honor their contract? Go ahead.
I understand where you're coming from. Saban left, and then you have a guy in there who was unproven. You go to Ryan Day, you have a guy that provides stability. He's not going anywhere. He's projected to be there for an indefinite period of time. Caleb Downs doesn't know what DeBoer is going to do. DeBoer is a good coach. What's his longevity going to look like compared to Ryan Day? That's a big question to a kid that's 19 years old. So that's definitely a selling point for him to leave the university and go somewhere else. I hate that he left, but I'm not going to disrespect the kid for trying to make a business decision. O.J. Howard on this show said the same thing, that I came to Alabama for Nick Saban. Had he left, I would have left too. Marlon Humphrey said the same thing as well.
Well, here's the thing you got to understand. Football, yes, it's a business decision as a player. You got to think about it. If I'm Caleb Downs, my coach leaves, I got to wonder what defensive coordinator they're going to bring in. What type of scheme is he going to run? How is it going to affect me? You got to think about the entire picture, man. It ain't about just me at this moment because I can only control my play. But I get a coach who come in here and he's running a clown circus. Now you done screwed me. So, yeah, I'm going to go somewhere where I know I'm in good hands.
You know what? I get that coming from y'all. I get that coming from former players who was about the brotherhood. But now these players are different. Smoke, you said it yourself. They're leaving for money. It ain't got nothing to do with them trying to grow, get better. They're leaving for money. And his money is destroying college football. And I'm gonna stand on that. Yes, y'all know more of the inside and out, but that's what it is. Players are different now. These kids want to be groomed. They don't want to work. So instead of working, they'd rather take the money and say, hey, bump you, we're going to go and do this. And they're giving all the excuses. Well, the coaches did it. The coaches going to have their job. And they're not going to be known for being quitters and all that. They're coaching you. Right now, you're trying to get somewhere. And it seems like to me, these players are more interested than the NIL instead of the NFL. That is the problem with college football. And you can't sit there and try to defend it. You cannot. That's what it is. What it is.
Okay.
Cool. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's get back to Smoke. I know you have a lot to say regarding this subject. You wanted to go last, so I feel like what you say is going to be impactful. So let's get the floor to you, sir.
Yeah, you know what, Steve? Can I just address that last question by Steve? Because he made a really good point that I disagree with so much. Steve, what percentage of college players make it to the NFL?
Not a lot.
1%. So if that's 1% that's going to get the NFL bag, I'm going to say it's close to about 60% of kids that are on college teams right now that can get an NIL check. Mm-hmm. So if I could still earn a degree and also get paid well while I'm doing that, and that's the best opportunity for me at that time, why wouldn't I make that business decision? Now, it's hurting the game, and we all understand that. And this ties into recruiting. It's hurting the game because the ones that are getting hurt the most are the fans. Mm-hmm. And I so hardly agree with you, but I see it from all aspects, and I just can't call it just one thing. It's layers to this. There's multiple layers to it. And as we unpeel it and get to the core of it, we all want to blame the kids, but blame always starts with the thumb being pointed. The kids never wanted the transfer portal. There's not one kid that ran out there and said, I want transfer portal. I want transfer portal. No, coaches lobbied for that. Mm-hmm. And they got what they wanted. Now they can't handle this monster that's in front of them. Right? Okay. When we talk about the spring game and going to the organized team activities model, that's what OTAs stand for. Okay. The coaches lobbied for that. Okay. Moving to and canceling spring games. The coaches lobbied for that. And
that shit burns me up. Burns me up.
So as much as we want to say kids, and players aren't making decisions because they don't even have truly a voice. The only voice that they have is, I want to go play somewhere else. Now, when you get into recruiting and why there's a lack of interest in recruiting. There's several issues with it. The transfer portal's one.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you have transfer portal recruiting, there's news on who's coming, who's going, who's leaving. That's now taking away the attention away from the incoming freshmen, Marvin, myself, and everybody else that was coming, and just the hoopla with that. Who are the 5 stars coming in? You split up. Before it was only JUCO in high school, Marvin. Now it's JUCO, got to get some. Portal kids, got to get their news pushed out. High school kids, got to get their news pushed out. So now a regular fan is just saying, which one am I paying attention to? And which one of those things matter? And that's all decided on the person and and how they're getting their news. Secondly, we have to look at how we're receiving our information. Social media, it's a modern time. So instead of just watching the Bama Standard just to get that information, you have it on X, you got it on Instagram, you have kids doing it live on all type of different platforms. So yes, the numbers are going to get pushed down. Then you have 24/7. You have the other ones that also promote that as well too. So it's not that they're not paying attention to it. They just have different ways of getting that information. Right now, these kids aren't doing themselves any justice either by just flooding the market with their names. They don't even understand what marketing is, because they'll have a top 20 list. Then they'll have a top 10 list. Then they have a top 5 list. Then they'll narrow it down to 2. After that, on signing day, you say, hey, bro, yeah, I'm good. Just pick one. It's over. I'm done with it. There's no more. I can't keep up with all these different lists.
You're right.
That you're promoting out. Okay. Now, the other thing is, everyone's an expert on recruiting. Everyone's now an expert on everything. So a fan listening, who am I going to listen to? Who's the expert? Is it Petty? Is it Justin? Is it Steve? Is it Stephen M. Smith? Or is it Marvin Constant? Or is it the guy that's always talking crazy and spinning things in a whole nother direction that nobody wants to look at from a different point of view? Smoke. So when you look at it, it's not that no one cares. It's just there's different ways of getting that information. And the consumer
I felt that plug.
They need to be educated in a better way. And
I felt that plug.
The connect. So if you want information, Steve, find the right person. And I think that's the Bama Standard. We deliver it on a different platform. We spin it in different ways. In a comical view, in a musclehead view that can't dress view, and a highly fashion.
I'll take that.
Hey, hold on. When you said you can find the information right here on the Bama Standard, Justin, we need to edit that and keep that one.
Oh yeah, we're going to.
That's easy.
It's gonna be commercial.
And but you know what? But I think we should extend it to the musclehead thing too. Extend that to the musclehead.
And so, you make a great point, man. Even when in the heyday of recruiting, kids weren't releasing their top 20. They don't have a top 20. That's a damn farce. Did you have a top 20 ever?
No. But again, we have to understand that the young people, they're only doing what they're allowed to do and what they think is the right thing to do, because they're not being educated in the right way.
Well, and they see others do. It's a mentality.
So if you look at marketing, right? If you say these are my top 5 schools, and then another kid will come out and be like, yeah, I really love Bama. Well, if I'm at Georgia and if I'm at SC or I'm at Washington, yeah, I'm just going to devalue your value now in NIL because you just told me you want to go to Bama. And if I'm Bama, I'm saying, okay, you're making it easy on me. Instead of offering you 1.5, yeah, you already said you don't want to go to other schools. Yeah, take 500 because you're willing to pay for me. Go ahead.
So let me ask a question. Well, how we have all these problems, but in y'all's opinion, how do we get a handle on this, or at least try to fix it? Because I think it's really driving fans away. Because I am a fan, and I'm like tired. I'm ready to start being a fan of golf. It's something.
What I would say is just treat it just like they do in the NFL. Understand that when that player gets there day one, you got maybe a season with him. Maybe. All depends.
That's awful.
Right? That's all. That's it. But you have to change your mind how we view college sports right now. I get it. You don't want to seem old and outdated, Steve, but
I am.
You are, but we remodeled you. We polished you up and made sure that you're new again. And that's why I'm trying to drop a little bit of knowledge on how it is. Because if we continuously want it to go back to what it was before, it ain't happening. The genie's out the box.
Hey, man, Saban warned us about this. Saban warned us about it, did he not?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Smoke,
that's why he
nobody listened.
Hold on. Smoke. What? So there's so many underlying factors to the decisions that kids make and why they make them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people don't understand that these kids have friends. Mm-hmm. Friends that they played with who went to college the year before. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand the impact of the relationships that have on these kids and their decision making. There's some very shady and underhanded practices that go on. So if my boy just went to a school and the coach decided to gray shirt him, I know most people don't even know what a gray shirt is. There are some underhanded practices that coaches can use, gray shirt, red shirt, all these other things to kind of manipulate their roster the way they want to. You don't know how they rub the kid wrong because something they might have done to his friend or his family member. There's a lot that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, one second. Hey, get Robert Crawford question. I'm gonna answer him real quick.
Yeah, I was about to pull that up.
Yeah, go ahead. You can read it. I'll answer it.
Yeah, Robert Crawford. I believe Smoke is not correct because when a player is in the NFL, just because their coach is fired or moves on, players cannot leave.
Says who? Yeah, if you want, yeah. Your contract says yes, you have to play there, but you can ask for a trade, and you can get that. And if you don't want to show up to work, you can get fined, just like Hassan Reddick did. Right? And he said, "I'm just not going to do it." So you can move on when your coach leaves. You can.
So Smoke, do you think that when we sign these kids, I love what Marvin said, that they should at least be held to an agreement of at least 2 years or something like that? I mean, because this is crazy to me.
Okay, so I'm going to correct Marvin. Marvin, just the way that you dress, it's not real detailed. It's just blah. If you went all the way through your fine print of your scholarships were 1 year renewable. Ever since. They haven't changed that language. Mm-hmm. Our coaches just honored it. Now you don't have to honor it. And you really can't kick a kid out. The same rules. Just read the fine prints. Every one of us goes, oh, yeah, I'm getting a scholarship. Bam, I'm going to sign it. Now read the fine prints. Read the fine print and you'll figure out what that.
No. I'm not saying kick him out. I'm not saying kick him out. I'm saying keep him. I'm saying
I'm with you on that, but I'm just saying the same thing that goes for the coaches should also go with the players. The only thing that I would say, Steve, to help you out or help the college world out, just like most coaches have in their contract, have a buyout. If there's an NIL package that's in that contract that you signed, have a buyout. If you leave before this contract runs out, you have to pay X amount back. If it's 70%, go ahead. However way you want to doctor it, they got to sign it and honor it too. That's the only thing that I would say. But the ability to move from institution to institution, yeah, it's already out. The genie's out that bottle. It's a wrap for that. Now they have to put some contracts together and wording together to keep these young people in. And again, we all want to say they're playing for money, and that's not every young person. There's still a thought of caring and being coached the right way. There's still some kids that are wired the proper way because they're raised right and they're coached right. And I've seen instances. I've been a college general manager. I might have been the first one to come up with that concept. If you guys want a little humble, what game is that? Jeopardy answer. Gerald, Dixon, or Smoke, me, and Mike Loxley. So if you go into it and just look at it, there's a lot of kids that still want that. A young man like a Caleb Downs still wants that. He still wants to get coached well. And I'm going to pose a question to you again before I get off of here, Justin. When everybody saw that top 5 list, everyone started being having emotional intelligence, being driven by, this is the guy that made this play. The play that you guys are talking about didn't even count with my man T. So stop. Okay. Hope y'all got that right. All right. So when I made my list, Steve, it was about if I had to draft a safety and I'm the general manager of said Smoke Dixon American team of whatever, the first safety that I would take that ever walked in Bryant Denny or walked on the capstone, it would be Caleb Downs. There's not another safety that's ever played at Alabama that possessed his skill set. Forget time on task, skill set, impact on the game like Caleb Downs. And if anybody out there has one, go find one and we can have that debate. But make sure that you watch all 22 before you get at me. Don't go back and watch a TV copy or get something that your grandfather said about somebody that we don't know about.
Man, great way to bring this topic to a close. Thank you, Smoke. Thank you. Well, we're going to continue next week. Keep coming back, guys. We're
Let
talking
me put
about
my hat back on.
We're talking
back on so I can look like I was working on cars. I just finished working on Steve.
Keep coming with controversial topics, folks. We're not going to talk about what everyone else is talking about. We're going to be a little bit different this offseason, so stay tuned for what we have next. Listen, we've gone into overtime. So what we're going to do now is start to wrap it up. We're going to go around the room, tell folks how they can find us. Steve Brown, I know you have a show tonight, so I'm going to let you tell the folks first how they can find you, and then also what you got coming up so they can watch you live. And then we'll go to Marvin, down to Petty. Smoke.
But right now, you can find me in a hole because Smoke just buried me.
Get the towel out to get him out of here.
Grab the towel,
Steve. Yeah, man, I'm going to need the towel. But yeah, man, listen, y'all make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, and of course my fan page, and of course right here, getting buried weekly by the cast on the Bama Standard. How about that?
I got choked out first by my attire. I just want to get a little bit back.
Well, hey, you can find me on Instagram, Constant45. You can find me on X Constant451. And I want y'all to ponder something. What will A-Day look like now?
Oh, I got something for A-Day. Somebody on A-Day. Somebody's on this thing for A-Day that we got to put a concert on or something. We can still flood this thing out.
Oh, we can. We're going to make it happen.
Steve Brown.
You got a fan here tonight. JB, Smoke, cook tonight. You hear that, Smoke?
Man, listen, I don't cook. I just smoke.
I love it. That needs to be a T-shirt. Get it in the gift shop.
Where the heck did Steve go?
She has a show.
Oh yeah, damn it.
He had to put his pants on.
Yeah, FCC. You know, Petty, you're up, man. How can they find you and your 10 shows and then the videos that you'll be a part of? We're gonna be releasing one tomorrow night. Why don't you tell the folks what to expect with that about Jahai Campbell?
Oh yeah, check me out at Petty_Daniel. Of course, all over the network. I'm with my man Smoke Dixon on Monday nights at 7 Central on the opening kick. Y'all think Steve gets roasted? I do it for a full hour, just me and Smoke, one-on-one. And then I come out here Tuesday nights, usually on the final whistle. I think we're missing tonight. Got a little crazy. But Thursdays, going hard in the paint, talking Bama basketball, 7:30 with my man JT and Herb. Check us out. And yeah, we got the clip dropping of Marvin and Smoke breaking down Jahai Campbell, what he might look like in the NFL, and where does he stack up in the ranks of all the Bama linebackers. And that may lead into my man Marvin and Smoke doing a top 5 list at some point of the positions my man Marvin played. So yeah, we might have a linebacker list coming out soon, top 5. We're gonna keep that thing rolling. But like Justin said, I got to shut up now, man. I'm all over the network, so that's all over it is. So check us out.
Patty, you left one thing out about that clip. Was Jahai Campbell held back a little on this Alabama defense? So, folks, that's a good question.
Believe that?
That's a good question that needs to be answered, and you will get the answer tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central. I will release that video. One of these people on this panel right here is going to lose his mind. I want you to guess which one.
I'm prepared for all the backlash for my comments.
Smoke.
Marvin, you were just speaking your truth, man. Listen, you can, Petty, we still got to get this thing. We got to get, what, 1,500 more followers for us to release Why Smoke is Smoke. And you can start by just following Smoke, liking everything I do. You can comment on all of it on X. It's Coach GVDIXON Dixon. Follow me, man. I the same asinine comments that I got going on. You can get roasted too, but just in text.
And folks, you're a part of this network. So what I want you to do, I want you to tell us what you want us to talk about. What issues should we be covering? What conversations do we need to be having? Go ahead and send Smoke those ideas. His Twitter, his X, it's down below. He just told you what it was. We got to have some content next week. We're putting it in your hands. Do your homework, folks. But until then, that'll do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard. Good night and roll tide.
Yeah.
Roll tide.